Bass Pro Shops.
Bassmaster Live, and our coverage continues here. Going to take you real close to weigh-in time coming up at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We have already seen enough big fish caught today, which enough to last us for about 3 days at an average tournament.
Forever.
Oh, forever. It's just been, they've been mauling them out there today, and it is just perfect conditions. Everything's going. And a lot of fishing time left for some of our anglers here. Chris Johnston, everybody's prohibitive favorite coming in here, living up to the billing, absolutely there, but only slightly ahead of Kyle Welcher. Patrick Walters having another big day, had 27 plus yesterday. Could well reach that. He may already be at that point today. Z, why don't we take a look at our Toyota Midday report?
Why don't we do that, Tommy Sanders? After a big event at Lake Champlain, a bunch of suspended bass. Not really the case this time around for Koya Fujita, fishing in the mouth of Lake Ontario and the St. Lawrence River and having a really solid morning. Had a little company there yesterday. Luke Palmer was just over his shoulder. Luke Palmer said, I had to get out of there because he was putting a beat down upon me. Another big tournament for Koya Fujita. We talked about on FS1. With the season he has had, imagine when he puts a little history under his belt on these same bodies of water throughout the years. Yet another great tournament for Koya Fujita. Looks like he will be joining us on yet another Championship Sunday. From there, we're going to head west, and we kind of wondered about this area that Patrick Walters and Kyle Welcher have been fishing, and wondering if it would hold up or a total crumble stiltskin. Not the case. Patrick Walters getting it done in, call it 16 to 23 feet of water with a scented drop shot worm that we have seen for last few years, very popular on the Bassmaster Elite Series. And here's the one thing that Patrick Walters and Kyle Welcher have at their disposals. A lot of bass that size. A lot of bass in the light 4-pound range, but pretty sure that Patrick Walters and Kyle Welcher are not going to weigh any in that size because, well, they are well past that. Patrick Walters looked like at the end of our FS1 broadcast that he is going to go in practicing mode. Yet another solid smallmouth tournament for the angler from South Carolina.
Hit 25 pounds, kind of just made that call that you talked about, seeing. He was 27 plus yesterday, as we already mentioned, for Patrick Walters. He's a man to watch. He's a dangerous guy in this tournament. Absolutely.
Exactly right. From there, we're going to shoot across that bay, right around Prince Edward Point. Bird sanctuary, very popular throughout the decades, is what you've told us.
Like that, don't you?
Kyle Welcher from Alabama, gambling in this tournament, making a long run, and here's the amazing thing. Getting it done all 3 days, but you have to say the X factor was the first day of this tournament with southeast winds gassing into that area. Fished one spot on day one, catching a big bag and coming back to the weigh-in. But for the most part, it looks like Kyle Welcher will be your 2023 Bassmaster Angler of the Year if he gets back to the town of Clayton, New York, and our great season for this young man. And here's the best way to put it. He is the real deal.
Has had his 3 best days of smallmouth fishing ever, timed it just right for the first 3 days of this tournament. So he's got a double possibility here.
He missed a few cuts last year, so his I guess his career earnings dipped a little in year 3. He made up for it in a big way this year, making every single top 50 cut, possibly taking home 200 grand just this week.
Chris Johnston. If you didn't have Chris Johnston on your fantasy team, you lose.
Yes.
In most ways.
Yeah, if you do another thing, if you don't have Chris Johnston on your fantasy team, what is wrong with you?
What are you thinking? Exactly.
Thinking.
Yes.
Chris Johnston living just west of Kingston, Ontario, not literally, figuratively in this tournament. That has been the area he's concentrated on. The interesting thing that did a little slip up right there, boy, is a lot of the anglers telling us the reason they feel that these fish are a little bit shallower than other areas of Lake Ontario, catching them in 15, maybe 22 feet of water. Less pressure. A lot of these anglers saying with that less pressure, it doesn't push them out deep. That is a very interesting perspective. Enjoyed listening to that. That was your Toyota Midday Report.
Let's get out to the aforementioned Koya Fujita, winner last week at Champlain. All the momentum in the world, a little shower skirting around him there.
Yeah, a little couple little thunder poppers on the north side of the lake. It's actually sunny where Taku Ito is, down by Henderson Harbor.
Not only is our top 10 represented by anglers from Canada, Japan, and the U.S., so many states across the country. We've had a lot of people tuning in from the Carolinas for Brandon Cobb, Alabama for Kyle Welcher. Thank you to you guys all tuning in this week. It's going to be a fun one. It looks like
it's going to be electric.
Most definitely going to have more than 2 anglers breaking 100 pounds like last year.
Oh, yeah. And again, tomorrow, we got to talk about this earlier today. Tomorrow, just a lovely day for smallmouth bass fishing out on Lake Ontario. High skies all day long. Nice, gentle north breeze.
Whoa, Vic. Yes. Yes. Whoa. 5 pounder. Yeah.
I'd say bigger.
Yes. Wow. Biggest fish today. Wow.
5 pounder?
Yeah. 5'8", maybe. Yes.
Boy, we spent a lot of time with him last week at Lake Champlain. Just a complete dominance of what was going on. Outfishing, as you said, everyone who was right around him there, Kyoya Fujita. But we got 3 tough customers at the top of our leaderboard. We've been talking a lot about Kyle Welcher today. Certainly he's been the story. But Johnston, Welcher, and Waters at the top there. Who are you looking at to come in with the biggest bag today?
Impossible. Just for the simple fact, really all 4 of those anglers fishing in the same region of Lake Ontario. But really to talk about what Kyle Welcher's done in this tournament. Granted, we've seen some great saves. He kind of saved himself at Lake St. Clair, saved himself in a big way on day 2 at Lake Champlain. But he had a game plan. He had a game plan coming into this tournament that no matter what Mother Nature threw at these guys, and I heard Dave Mercer say this on day 1 of this tournament, there were a lot of anglers that were beat before we took off on day 1 because of those heavy southeast winds. Kyle Welcher never wavered from the game plan, and granted, he beat Brandon Cobb has done phenomenal. He beat him, and he beat him with 1 game plan. And I heard some of the guys say, I heard Brock Mosley during a live mix say this, the gambler came out in him this week, and he absolutely lived by that game plan, gambled, and looks like he won.
It was not a guarantee. It could have gone very disastrously for him on that day 1. Yeah, that was the key decision here. It certainly seems so. Ronnie Moore, we got a lot of other things to figure out too.
Yeah, we have our 8 previous Elite Series champions this season, all in the top 30 of the Angler of the Year race. They all qualified for the Bassmaster Classic, but this winner this week gets a win-in ticket. So someone could double qualify, but looking at some of those guys who cannot make the Classic via points and need a win this week, a couple may sneak into our top 10. Scott Martin, Matty Wong, Chris Zaldain, 8th, 9th, and 10th right now. They need to have a big day today, not 20 to 22. They need to have 24 to 26 to be in range tomorrow if they want a shot for a Hail Mary and a win here to go to the big dance of the Bassmaster Classic. We'll keep an eye on that. And Jason Christie, Hank Cherry, Matt Airy, all 3 around that Classic cut, sweating as they sit on the sidelines.
10's not enough. You gotta have bigger. You gotta have more than what you got on the board right now unofficially. According to Bass Track, let's get out to Taku Ito. Had a good start today. Got himself in 2nd place at one point during the proceedings.
A huge drop today. Started the day in 10th place. John Cox, 2 fish, has fallen to 41st place. He is the lowest angler that has Bass Track figures. He dropped from 10th to 41st, going from the top 5 or 6 in points to 12th.
Kind of shocking.
What is that payday difference, Such, if you drop from, let's just say, 5th in Angler of the Year down to 12th place?
30, 26, and we're talking 10th was 14,000. And you get below 30th, it's 5,000.
So
31 to 40th.
15 grand difference from 5th to 12th, it seems.
One thing Taku Ito got to show us, very, very small finesse baits. Strange looking baits. Some things we've never seen size-wise, shape-wise. We'll show that on the screen of knowledge in case you couldn't join us back in the FS1 broadcast.
We can do it tomorrow too, though.
And we can also do it tomorrow. We can do it never, to be honest with you.
Well,
We already, yeah, we're
always
just,
on the
we'll just do
table.
whenever.
I don't know. Okay. Oh. Okay.
Actually, first time we've seen Taku Ito move away from the Henderson Bay area. Slightly moving closer to the St. Lawrence River mouth.
Full one. Yeah.
About a half-pound upgrade according to what his Bass Track smallest fish was.
I
He
was
was
checking fish.
attempting to make a run to the Classic. He was 81st 2 events ago, Ronnie. Today he was 38th tied, and I think he's lost his 2 points right now to tie for like the last spot in.
Yeah, well, he would still be able to fight for that tomorrow, which is
Right.
good. He's still alive for that. Meanwhile, a guy who still is inside, but based on having 9 anglers not on Bass Track right now, David Gaston started the day. He could not fall below 43rd. He has fallen to 39th with only 13 pounds. The possibility that a couple of those 9 people not on Bass Track could pass him.
Yeah.
He will be in danger.
So that Fujita passed Cifuentes earlier for the Rookie of the Year lead, which is going to be a big payday. Dakota Liffey gives you 10 grand for that. Cifuentes caught a 4-pounder. He's up to 20th now, and he's got 2 2-pounders in his limit. He needs one more cull to get within 15 of Fujita to take that Rookie of the Year.
I lost. Had to go wrangle me up 3 largemouth so far to make something happen. Got jet skiers running over top of my stuff.
Boy, just a tough day for Bill Lowen. Starting out in the morning, fishing a drop shot in the river just about 5 miles west of Clayton, and
But
then
it ain't over yet.
a lot of his big ones. Bladed jig on a tungsten thunder cricket, shallow.
I had 2 right at 6 pounds. Good ones, you know. Kind you need. You don't get a ton of bites doing this, but seems like the ones you get are the right ones.
Is this how you fish here in the past?
Yeah. No, I normally fish shallow here every time we come. Just don't know a lot about this end of the river, you know. Spent so much time in the Waddington area. Like up there, I know where every little rock pile is, you know. You just go run it.
He certainly is still in danger with a 12-pound bag dropped so far today, and 36th is the mark. Obviously, that
There he
with,
is.
with so many
Kenny
fluctuations.
Powers looking to cut it up on the St. Lawrence outside of Cape Vincent.
He dropped his keys.
No doubt about
something.
it. Last few hours of summer up here.
Yeah.
It's going to be much jet skiing.
They got
in the
about
next 10
36
days.
hours max of
Exactly
sunny left in
right.
this part of the country. Oh, it's going to be leaf turning next week for sure. Chris Johnston still on top. Thin margin between him, Kyle Welcher, and Patrick Walters. Ilya Fujita just a little bit further back. And those 4 have separated themselves a little bit from the rest of our top 10 right here. But there is more time to fish. We've got some anglers checking in at 3 o'clock and another group checking in probably about 40 minutes after that. We'll be stepping away and stepping right back in a moment.
Introducing Mastiff from Shimano. A supple, abrasion-resistant, 100% fluorocarbon line that offers strength, durability, and smoothness to enhance performance on the water. Nano Armor applies nano-sized ridges across the outer surface of the line to increase knot-binding strength and toughness. Developed with one goal, Mastiff delivers connected confidence on the water.
A lot of our customers are guys that are sitting in a takeoff every Saturday morning and using their AVX as a platform to go win some serious money.
This is not your grandpa's old aluminum boat.
Of course, with the Vexus, I was expecting a good ride. I was not expecting to be as smooth as it was and as quick out of the hole.
It comes out of the hole like butter. It shoots just like a bullet. It takes waves amazing. You can't tell the difference between a fiberglass and an aluminum.
It's a boat that's going to surprise the heck out of you.
Born in Japan, using technology, innovation, and precision, Sunline produces the widest selection of fishing lines at the most technologically advanced line factory in the world. Manufactured at the strictest tolerances to produce victories at the highest levels of tournament bass fishing. From household names like Christie, Swindle, and Cruz, to young guns like Cook, Logan, New, and Welcher, they all trust Sunline to take them to the top of the leaderboard. Choose the line that will give you the strength to guarantee your confidence. Sunline.